All right, today we're going to break down a simple, but honestly, an incredibly powerful 10-minute morning yoga routine. It's all designed to help you shake off that groggy feeling and just set a really positive, energized tone for your entire day.
You know that feeling, right? The alarm goes off, you try to move, and your body just feels completely locked up. Stiff, tight, maybe even a little sore. It's a universal morning struggle, for sure. But what if the solution was just a few minutes away?
And that's exactly what this routine promises to do. So looking at our source material from Yoga with Cassandra, the goal isn't just to move around. It's about intentionally melting away all that tension you build up overnight. So where do we begin? Well, this routine doesn't just throw you into something intense. Nope. It starts with a mindful moment, a chance to ground yourself and do a little gentle release, all from a simple, comfortable seated position. It's all about easing into your day.
The very first pose hones in on a spot where pretty much everyone holds stiffness, the neck. It's called the seated neck release, and it's just a perfectly accessible stretch to do the second you get out of bed.
And the steps, as you can see, are beautifully simple. You start by just letting gravity do the work, dropping your ear to your shoulder. Then you can gently guide it a little further with your hand, and step 3 is a great one. Crawl the opposite fingertips out to really deepen that stretch. It's all about a gentle, gradual release. And here's a really key detail. The routine calls for holding this for 3 to 5 deep breaths. That's not just for timing. Each time you exhale, it's an opportunity to consciously tell the muscles in your neck and your jaw to just let go and soften up.
Okay, so from the neck, we move down to the core pillar of our body, the spine. This next phase is all about waking it up and getting it moving, and we start from a simple position on our hands and knees.
And how do we do that? With a true yoga classic, cat and cow. Now, don't just think of this as a stretch. It's more of a fluid movement that beautifully syncs your breath to the rounding and arching of your spine, kind of like an accordion for your vertebrae. The rhythm here is everything. As you inhale, you arch your back and look up, creating that cow shape. And then, as you exhale, you round your spine, pushing the mat away like an angry cat. This simple pairing of breath and movement is just incredibly powerful.
And what this does is it safely and gently awakens every single vertebra. It's like lubricating the spinal column and just getting it ready for whatever the day holds.
All right, with our spine all warmed up, the routine now moves into its main sequence. This part is designed to target those areas that are almost always tight, our hips and the sides of our body.
The routine flows through this really clever 4-pose sequence. It starts with thread the needle to gently twist and release the upper back. Then it moves into a side stretch to lengthen your torso. Then it deepens into a low lunge to release those tight hip flexors from sitting all day. And finally, it opens up the chest with a nice, easy twist.
And of course, what we do on one side, we gotta do on the other. So the routine then has you repeat that entire 4-pose flow to create a nice sense of balance in the body. So now that the spine is awake and the hips are starting to open up, the routine shifts gears to integrate the whole body. It's time to connect everything from your hands to your feet with some classic, all-encompassing poses.
First up is downward facing dog, but with a real morning-friendly approach. The key cues here are to take your feet wide, actively paddle your feet by bending one knee then the other, and gently shake out your head. This is not about finding a perfect, static pose. It's all about finding movement. This next pose perfectly captures the gentle philosophy of a morning practice. In ragdoll fold, you're encouraged to bend your knees, a lot. As the source points out, our hamstrings are usually super tight in the morning. So the goal here is release, not forcing some deep, painful stretch. The final standing pose is a deep hip opener, the yogi squat. Here, the big focus is on using your elbows against your inner knees to gently create more space and openness in your hips. From that deep squat, the routine brings the energy back down, transitioning to the floor for the final poses. These are designed to cool down, release, and really foster a sense of mindfulness. So the sequence finishes with this really grounding flow. You move from a strong plank down to your belly to build just a little bit of heat, then into Sphinx pose for a gentle back bend that opens the chest. And finally, you just surrender into a wide-legged child's pose, a posture of complete release for 5 deep breaths. And this is the moment of truth. After just a few minutes of mindful movement, the practice prompts you to just check in, to notice the shift, the space you've created, all the kinks you've worked out. How do you feel? This quote from the source really says it all, doesn't it? You don't need some hour-long intense workout. The real insight here is that a small, consistent effort can make a huge difference in how your day begins.
And that leads us to the final, powerful idea. This routine, it aims to give you more than just a stretched out body. It's about creating a clear mind. So the closing question is this. With that newfound clarity, what intention are you going to set for the day ahead?